30 years building tech companies, from startup chaos to enterprise scale. I've seen what works and what kills you. I'm JT, CTO, entrepreneur, and founder of Startup Venture Lab. SVL is where ambitious founders come to cut through the noise, build smarter, and actually win. Let's get into it. I've survived the dot-com bust, the cloud revolution, the mobile explosion, and now the AI arms race. And in all that time, I've learned one thing above everything else. Never confuse marketing noise with real signal. Today, Anthropic dropped Claude Opus 4.7, and yes, the benchmarks look incredible. But I want to give you the perspective you won't get from a hype reel, the perspective of someone who's actually shipped enterprise software, led distributed engineering teams, and built platforms that had to perform, not just benchmark. So let's break this down. Before we celebrate 4.7, we need to talk honestly about what happened to 4.6, because this matters for how you evaluate any AI tooling decision. Here's what the data showed. A senior director at AMD ran nearly 7,000 Claude code sessions and found that the model's reasoning depth collapsed by 73%. It went from averaging 2,200 characters of thinking down to just 600. The model was skipping file reads before edits, something that should be non-negotiable in agentic workflows nearly a third of the time. In my world, that's not a benchmark problem. That's a reliability problem. That's the kind of thing that costs you a production deployment. What Anthropic actually did was quietly dial down the effort defaults from high to medium and turn off extended thinking without communicating that to users. The model weights didn't change, the behavior did, silently. Here's the Startup Venture Lab lesson in that. In the SVL community, we talk constantly about the difference between a product change and a communication failure. Anthropic had a fine technical rationale, managing compute costs at scale, but the execution was a trust problem. When you're building a startup, your users will forgive a lot. They won't forgive feeling misled. That's a founder lesson I'd put in any playbook. So going into 4.7, I want us all to be appropriately calibrated. Understand the context. Ask the right questions. That's what 30 years teaches you. Okay, let's look at what Opus 4.7 is actually claiming and what I think holds up. First, there's a new effort tier called X High. That's genuinely new. It didn't exist before. This isn't Anthropic just turning a dial back up. It's extending the ceiling. And for the kind of complex, long-running agentic tasks I care about, multi-step code generation, financial modeling, document reasoning, that ceiling matters. The vision improvements are structural, not just parameter tweaks. The updated tokenizer is real. Though I'll flag right now, it can cost you 10–30% more tokens depending on your content type, so budget accordingly. And then there's the benchmarks. SWE bench gains. A 3x production task resolution improvement on Rakuten's third-party testing, significant jumps in long context reasoning and biomolecular analysis. A 232-page system card. I've read system cards from a lot of vendors. A 232-page one means someone is being thorough. That's a good sign, even if 80% of it is dry evaluation methodology. At Startup Venture Lab, we always say, don't benchmark in isolation. Benchmark against your use case. I ran 4.7 against a SaaS financial modeling prompt, and it delivered a multi-tab Excel workbook with scenario modeling. 4.6 gave me an interactive dashboard, both impressive, wildly different deliverables. The lesson? Vague prompts surface model personality, not model capability. Know what output you need before you benchmark. So is Opus 4.7 a genuine leap forward, or is it, as some people are saying, Anthropic healing a wound they created themselves? My answer, it's both, and that's okay. I've shipped software for 3 decades. Some of the best product iterations come from a forcing function, a customer revolt, a competitive threat, a trust breakdown that makes you actually fix the thing you'd been deprioritizing. If Anthropic's stumble with 4.6 produced a meaningfully stronger model with a new effort ceiling, better vision, and real instruction adherence improvements, I'll take that trade. But here's what I won't do. I won't let the benchmark page replace my own evaluation. Neither should you. Run it on your workflows. Test it against the tasks that actually cost you time and money. Give it your hardest agentic sequences and watch what it does at X high effort. That's the only benchmark that matters for your business. Now, I want to zoom out for a second and talk about why this matters specifically for the Startup Venture Lab community. We built SVL for exactly this moment, The AI landscape is accelerating faster than most founders can track. Every week, there's a new model, a new benchmark, a new vendor claiming they've changed everything. And if you're a founder wearing 6 hats, trying to build something real, it's genuinely hard to know what to bet on. That's what Startup Venture Lab is for. We bring together entrepreneurs, technologists, and operators who are actually in the trenches, and we help each other cut through the noise. Not hype cycles, not vendor marketing. Real talk from people who've shipped real products. The conversation around Claude Opus 4.7 is a perfect example. In SVL, we don't just share the Anthropic announcement, we share what our members are actually seeing in production. We talk about token costs, effort mode trade-offs, when to use Sonnet versus Opus, and how to build AI into your workflows without burning your budget or your team's trust. If you're building a startup and you're trying to figure out where AI genuinely fits in your stack, not where a press release says it should fit, that's the conversation happening inside Startup Venture Lab right now. The link to join is in the description. It's a community built by founders for founders, and it costs you nothing to show up and start learning. Bottom line, Opus 4.7 is worth testing. The degradation of 4.6 was real, and whether it was intentional throttling or a cost optimization that went sideways, the result was the same, a worse product at the same price. 4.7 looks like a genuine correction, with some meaningful new capability on top. But 30 years in tech has taught me, trust, then verify. Run it yourself, budget your tokens, and talk to other builders who are doing the same. That's what we do at Startup Venture Lab. That's what this channel is about. If you got value from this breakdown, hit the like button. It genuinely helps this channel reach the people who need it. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And if you're ready to stop navigating the AI noise alone, come find us at Startup Venture Lab. Links in the description. I am JT, and I'll see you in the next one.